Hello and welcome back to Red Arrows Racing League. I'm your host and commentator, my name is James, and we are back at Interlagos for Season 6, Round 9. Let me just confirm with these guys we're good to go. Once again, apologies for the issues, but we are now, I believe, ready here in Interlagos, the Autodromo Jose Carlos Pache for our 36 lap race. As I've mentioned previously, 2 DRS zones around here. Oh, sorry, hang on, weather. Bear with me. Yeah, it's there. Should we find out? Sorry. Right, we're good. Okay, so we should be good to go. As you mentioned in the quality stream about the circuit, 2 DRS zones, 15 corners, 10 to the left, 5 to the right. So 36 lap race. What I didn't cover before was the situation with the tyres. It's the softs will go 17, mediums 23, and the hards 27 laps, according to my notes. But again, this is tyres to destruction rather than to the cliff, so the actual experience you have with them with the race might be different. As mentioned in the previous stream, this could be Striker's big night to claim this league. He needs to extend his gap at the top of the championship by 16 points tonight. If he does that, he's wrapped up the title. He is our champion this season. At the moment, Bish is the man in best position to stop him. He is in P2 in this title fight. So in order to keep the fight alive, Bish would need to be either in the top 6, in the top 5, sorry, or P6 with fastest lap if Striker wins. If Bish is outside of the points, Striker would need, if Bish is outside of the points, Striker would need to be either in the top 2 or 3rd with fastest lap. We're just waiting for the players now to apply their setups. We will not have a formation lap because that caused bugs before. However, we did have a bug this time without the formation lap on, so that might be something to discuss later. That might not be what caused the issues. I think we're just waiting on people applying setups and then we're good to go. Here we go, and it's Striker on pole. It's 5 lights, and they're out. Well, away we go in Brazil. Striker goes to the hard tyre this time, so they changed the strategy by the looks of it. Bish takes the lead into turn 1. Into Senna S. Bish leads. From Striker in P2, Butler in P3. Let's have a look at the tyre information. So Striker's into the hard tyre. We've got both Red Bulls on the soft tyre. Then there's a split between the rest of the grid, between the mediums and the hards. Butler will be attacking Striker here, wanting to do his teammate a favour. That might have been the game plan from Red Bull, to both just attack Striker and try and jump him at the start. Try and compromise him as much as you can as they come up to Bica de Pato for the first time in this race. Butler all over the back of Striker here. He's got the tyre advantage for now. He'll want to make the use of this. Let's have a look. We've got a yellow flag out. Let's get my map on the case here. We've got always Grinder's got quite a gap at the back there, so positive mistake from him. As we look at the position change there, he's always grinding down 7 places. Big. He's always lost out mainly here, but Butler comes through. Butler is past Striker. Striker down to P3 now, not the start he would have wanted, but he is on those hard tyres, so maybe the race will come to him as it develops. Lewis the Beaker through as well now, Striker down to P4. Lewis on the medium tyres. But if Striker can keep himself in close enough proximity here, maybe something like a safety car can come out to help him. Let's have a look at the gaps then. Striker and Lewis are the closest thing on the circuit at the moment. We'll just go further through the field and see what else we can see. Steely and SLH is close. Chrissy's picked up a 3-second time penalty already. And that's Chrissy round. Chrissy's lost there, big at a Pato. We're looking now at Steely. He's on the back of SLH. DRS will be enabled at the end of this lap, and we'll get the first dose more or less straight away because the detection zone is in the middle of turn 2. As Super Striker eyes up the move on Lewis, you'll see the detection line is just there in the middle of turn 2. There he goes over the detection. Activation is now on the exit of the Curva do Sol. Be interesting to see what Striker does here because he's trying to gain on Lewis, but he's being attacked by Ant at the same time. Does he attack or defend? Maybe something in the middle, it's a compromise. And now trying to get past Striker as well. Bish will be willing him on. The more places Striker loses, the better his championship fight looks. If he can make a big dent in it tonight, maybe, just maybe, this will become close again. There are 3 rounds after tonight, and iron up the move. We have yellow flags out, that's Chrissy again. Maybe he's lit up those tyres. It makes it ever more easy to lose it again. And there was compromised slightly by Lewis's line. That might give Striker a chance to come back at him. Striker through. And both of them get Lewis there. Looks like a slight contact there in turns 2 and 3. Open the door. And Ant is now past Striker. And there's a queue of cars. In fact, there's Chris retired from the race already. That's a huge shock to everybody, I know. We've got Steely up behind here. Striker, I believe, getting hit there. There's all sorts of drama here. I'm not sure if that's my screen lagging or whether there's been some contact there. We've got a gaggle of cars here from P3 down to about P7. It's really close. There's a 5-car fight over P3. It looked a bit like SLH lost the back there, but managed to keep hold of it. Well held. Chris's car's unfortunately come back on the circuit. I hope that doesn't cause an issue for anybody. Hopefully that will be nice and smooth for the rest of us. Not going to compromise anybody. Lewis now trying to attack Striker. He's going to get DRS, but so is Striker along here. Chris's car's come to rest at Desida del Lago. Luckily not getting anyone's way, and that's now been cleared, so that's all good. Let's see what we've got further down the field. We'll have a look at EP. He's chasing down SLH. Looks like he's also managed to pass Brewdog in that, because I believe Brewdog was the one who was chasing Pinto earlier. Chasing SLH earlier, sorry. So we'll see what he's capable of. Getting awfully close there. Might get the opportunity under DRS in a second. I'll go back onto the tyre information if I can. Just see what it is, and now like for like. Brewdog behind might have the advantage here. He's on the medium tyres, so maybe he can get in on this fight. They come up towards the centre S now. Pinto's going to have the DRS, and through he goes before the corner. SLH is going to get the DRS on the exit of the curve with those Solo, so does he have anything to come back at him? Can he get close enough? Not quite. Let's have a look back with Lewis the Beaker. He's still trying to attack Striker. Bish has opened up 2.3 in the lead. It's looking quite comfortable for him out front. He'll be wanting that. He'll be wanting to build this gap as much as he can to try and clear Striker and try and at least claim this race, claim the bit that he can affect. He'll need a bit of luck though, because he needs to gain more points than that to Striker if he possibly can, but as mentioned, it's not in his hands. He needs something to go wrong in Striker's race. Brewdog, they're having some problems because they've been in contact there with another driver, and SLH is off. There's some contact there further back in the pack by the looks of it. So let's have a look at what else is going on here. We'll go to Steely. He's also catching Lewis the Beaker here, so what was a 5-car fight is now a 4-car fight with I've dropped SLH for the back of that, and he's then since had his moments with the likes of Calgon and Brewdog in there. But we'll see how this 4-car battle plays out. It might be getting into a 5-car battle here, and it's catching up to the back of Butler. Ant is very nearly in DRS range. We'll go to that then. We'll see if Ant is able to catch him. A 4-car fight could become a 5 for P2. Ant now in DRS range. Has got DRS to Butler, so now it's 5 cars fighting over P2. It's P2 to P6, all within DRS range of each other. So this one could get interesting. Bish now has opened up a 3.6 gap in the lead. His race going exactly how he'd want it to go from his own point of view. And he'll just be hoping, wishing that something happens here to Striker to compromise his race. We've lost Chrissy, so we have 11 now in this race. Butler into the box. He's getting off those soft tyres early, so on lap 9 he's getting rid of those. Possibly a strategic move for the undercut, but if my data is to be believed, that's a very early stop. My information said they go 17 laps. He's taken them 8 effectively there, because we're on lap 9 now, so he was on the very end of lap 8. That's either a very early pit stop call, so he's either doing a strategic one there, or they're suffering a lot more than we expected. So let's have a look and see how Bish is getting on then. So 5.1 now is his gap to Ant. Does he now need to get off these soft tyres, or is he going to go out for a few more? He's not coming in. So maybe that is a strategic decision from Butler to try and get undercut. He's gone to the hard tyre, so he might be able to get to the end on those. Super Striker takes Ant. Not the news Bish would have wanted. But Ant straight back on him. Which way did he go? He had a look down the outside, but it's covered off. So it's Bish from Striker from Ant, with Steely in P4, Lewis in P5. Butler at the moment down in P11, but he has stopped. My timer screen says a lap behind, but he's not. Don't worry about that. So let's see what sort of time Butler can do. Now he's in that. So he's not that down, so there's one lap on the tyre. Yeah, it's my fault. So he's 3 seconds down on SLH. Yeah, 3 seconds down on SLH. So see what kind of time he can gain in this undercut window. And to the outside goes Ant. It's going to give him the inside of turn 2. Through he goes into P2. Striker now looking on the outside of the curve though. Sol is going to have the DRS here, I believe. He has got him. Or has he? He's going to have the inside of the Desira Del Lago. Steely getting in this as well. Camera angle not helping me at all. Steely picks up a 3 second time penalty there, so maybe went a bit too deep on the inside. Trying to make the most of that, trying to get Ant while he's defending from Super Striker. Steely all over the back of Ant now. He's going for this move. This might give Super Striker the chance to scarper away. Got Lewis still clinging on in this fight as well. P2 to P5 was awfully close. All still in DRS range of each other. And great racing as well, because I've not seen much contact here either, so great racing. Just I say that contact curse. Steely into the back of Ant there. Luckily it looks like everyone's still okay. No big damage towards Desira Del Lago. It's still awfully close. He's not going to try up the inside of Ferradura. That'd be a bold move. Most having problems with the stream link. Yeah, that's because we're not on the same one anymore. Bear with me. Let me get the current one. Let me get the current one, Murph. Bear with me. Let me get you there. There you go. Hopefully Murph can get on the stream now. Unfortunately his race has been ended early. I did see something going to the Discord chat about a collision, but I'm not sure what happened. I had a chance to see it because I've been busy with this. Brewdog's into the pit. Well, Lewis the Beak is getting close to Steely. He's going to try the move into Desira Del Lago. He's not going to get close enough to do it, so that's a no-go on that one. Butler managed to pass SLH by the looks of it, so he's up to P9. Be interesting to see how his race unravels now. He's managing to set some laps here in clear air, so maybe, just maybe, by the time everyone boxes, he'll be in amongst it again. He's still tantalising close here. Steely is going to have a look at Ant. Ant battery light flashing away there. Steely has still 30% of his, so it could go on the attack. Which way does he go? He's looking like it's going to go try the outside of the centre S. He's not got him into one. Curvado Sol now. On the exit is close. Where does he want to send it? Feigns a look down the inside but doesn't go for it, doesn't commit to it. We've got the race leader in. Bish is in the pit. And Butler is a lot closer to him now than what he was when he boxed. So Butler's made some time up. I think the gap was something like 3 or 4 seconds when Butler boxed. Now Butler's just 0.9 of a second down. So the decision to early stop and the undercut has kind of worked. It's got him in play. Bish will now have fresher tyres though, so can he make those work? Butler then, in that, with the way that's unfolded, could well be net P2 by the looks of it. It gives Striker the race lead for now, but it looks like Bish and Butler could well be net race lead and P2. Striker overtaken there by Ant. He's taking the lead there into the centre S. He is going to get the DRS here to come back at him. How bold is he going to be? Up the inside of Desir de Largo. And makes it stick. Striker is into P2. P1, sorry. What's Steely in the pit box? He emerges in P9 behind the Red Bulls. Maybe he's going to try and do his undercut now because it seems to have been quite successful for the likes of Butler. Butler 1.6 down on Bish now. As you see SLH pick up a 3-second penalty there for multiple warnings. So it's a 3-car fight now between Lewis Abika and Striker. And has absolutely ragged his battery, whereas the other two are being a little bit more sensible with it. They're holding a bit more. On the DRS again. Can he get him? Does he go for the move? Yes, he does. Up the inside. Not enough power to get through though. A slightly wider line there of Striker allowed him to use more throttle. And having to defend from Lewis at the same time. We have yellow flags out, that's it. Mercedes, that's SLH. Unfortunately, having an issue there. Managed to recover it though. So it's the front three where the race is really going on here. It's really heating up. According to my data, the medium tyres will go 23 laps. So, and Lewis are nearly in the window. 17 laps were on. So those will have seen better days. Like I said, my data is to complete destruction of the tyre. Striker's back through. Striker reclaims the lead. I'm not quite sure who's got the fastest lap, but if Bish has the fastest lap and everything stays as is now, this, I believe, would mean that the tyre race is all but over. Of course, all of the front 5 have to box, so I believe Bish still does have the net race lead. SLH with a retirement there. Let's make a note of those. That's there. So we've got Striker here having to defend from Ant. We move on to lap 18 now, and picks up a 3-second time penalty. That might make things a bit easier for Striker. And still going to attack him though. Does he go for it down the inside? On the inside of Destino Del Lago. Gets through. Can't hold it though. Striker's going to the inside of Ferradura, but wisely pulls out of it. Striker needs the points. He can't afford to lose out to Ant here and compromise his entire season's work for that one corner. So gives the corner to Ant there. Know that he can come back at the end of the lap. Even if he does cede the position, the points here are more important to him. SLH in the comments there saying it kept sliding off. Had problems with his wing. Oh, Ant into the pit box then. So on lap 18, Ant is in. So those tyres have had enough. So we expect Lewis the Beaker to be in shortly too. So I'm expecting Ant to go on to the hard tyre. We'll keep an eye on that and we'll see what Lewis does. Ant onto the hard tyre. Comes out behind Steely. So the undercut from Steely has worked as well. Bish already into P4. Before everyone else has boxed. So it's only Bish, Butler, and Steely and Brewdog so have been in. We're down to 10. Our front three all need to stop. So Lewis in DRS range of Striker, but I can't get near enough to have a look at him. Lewis stays out for one more lap. Picks up a time penalty there though. So lap 19 we're on. Those medium tyres are going to be suffering soon. Bish now just 7 tenths behind Pinto. He'll want to get this move done with as little fuss as possible. He needs position here. Striker has got out of DRS range of Lewis, so that will give him a bit of breathing room. Bish on the attack. Can he get EP? He's going around the outside. EP in, not into the pit box, so I thought it was then going in there. How tight it was taking that corner. Bish through before the corner. So he'll be looking to continue his progress through the field. Almost with Striker already, as Striker still needs a pit. So looking pretty comfortable here for Bish. The bit of the race he could control is going his way. Always grinding now into the pit box. He's going to the soft tyres, it's a bold call. The man from the land of the free and the home from the brave, that is certainly a brave call. So lap 21 here, I'm expecting Lewis to be in any lap soon. And does he make the same call onto a soft tyre? And Lewis, does he go in now? Yes, he does. Picks up time penalty there though for speed in the pit lane. That's going to help Striker out. more important, it's going to help Bish out, because Bish has now got a bit of traffic out of his way. Lewis goes onto the soft tyre for the last few laps. I'm expecting Striker then to make the same call and to go onto the soft tyre. But he's got a whole pit stop to serve for Bish here, so it looks like it's very much advantage Bish. So by that logic, the title fight should still be on. He'll make a little bit of ground up on Striker here. So I'm expecting Striker in any lap soon. How long does he leave it? One more apparently. Or at least one more. 1.3 is the gap, so Bish getting ever closer. And here actually biding his time and doesn't have to make the move on the circuit, knowing that he has to make a pit stop. And it's past Butler for P6 there. It's P6 on the road, but 3 cars ahead of them have to box. So it's Calgon, EP and Striker all needing to pit. No safety cars or anything in this race so far, so that's looking like an improvement. Bish now in DRS range of Striker. How hard is he going to attack this? I expect not very. Knowing that he can just coast by when Striker pits. It would help his race out if Striker was in this lap, because then he can just coast by with DRS, and it does indeed. It gives Bish the DRS and the clear road. So I'm expecting Striker to go onto the soft tyre here for the last few laps. And he is making the soft tyre choice. Where does he emerge though? As Lewis Debicki goes fastest lap on a 1:10. Striker is emerging in P8. So we've still got 2 drivers left to stop. We've got Steely catching up to Super Calgon, who is one of those cars who is yet to stop. So we'll see how this develops. Come towards the final sector now. Sector 2 lines between the next 2 corners. It's just there. And now Steely will have the DRS. How hard does Calgon fight? Does he box? Is this the lap for him? Yes, it is. So we've got both EP and Calgon in now, so that's everyone served their pit stops. We're not expecting anyone else through the pit. Butler's pit again. Butler on a 2-stop. That's interesting. So, where does that leave us? There's a Striker at P5. And he'll be trying to chase down Lewis Debicki, but it's soft tyre against soft tyre, so we'll see what he can do. Striker's tyre is a little bit younger. Will that give him an advantage? It's Bish has a 9.2 second lead on Steely. And in P3, 1.4 seconds down on him. Butler 2.1 behind Ant on soft tyres. 11 laps to catch him. Can he make those soft tyres work long enough to get through and make it stick? Bish is back in the box again. Bish is in the pit. What has happened there? He's gone to the soft tyre. That's an interesting strategy call. So that's going to put... Is he trying to get the fastest lap here to try and maximise the points he can score, knowing that he needs every single point that he can get. I believe that is the decision. He knows he needs absolutely all the points he can get, because this title fight could get wrapped up tonight. So he's making that bold call. Comes up behind striker. This is not where he wants to be. Has he just thrown away a hatful of points there to try and chase the 1 point for the fastest lap? It's a very strange call. It looked like it was all going Bish's way, but instead he pits for the soft tyre 10 laps from the end. It gives Steely the race lead, with Ant behind him. Ant on the attack, around the outside. Into turn 1 we go. Lewis the Beaker is 1.5 seconds down. So Lewis very, very nearly in DRS range here. Ant takes the lead. And Butler goes fastest lap. So there's a fight here for the front 4, and Bish is 5 seconds down on them. So the front 4 all in DRS range of each other. So Bish, we're desperately hoping that striker trips up in this pack, and this pack can all hold each other up to allow him to gain. Ant is your race leader. Let's see what his lap time is like. His lap time there is a 1:11.6. And Lewis is into P2. Lewis passes Steely for P2. I believe Ant's lapping about a couple of seconds slower than the lap record that Butler set, or the fast lap that Butler set. So there might be hope for those on the soft tyres. Lewis is on the attack, as Striker's having a go at Steely. Striker on the outside of Ferradura. He's lost it! Striker's lost it! That's going to give Bish the opportunity. Here we go then. Just the opening that Bish wanted. P1 and P2 in the championship are now close on the circuit. Here we go then. Drama towards the end of the race here. Bish needs to capitalise on this. So we've got Lewis past Steely, but Steely's going to have DRS on him as Bish now attacking striker. On the exit of the Curva do Sol, makes the move. Bish is through. Way before the corner there. Bish gets the job done. So now looking to get as many points as he can get, looking to move up the field if he can. Just 7 laps to go. It's Ant leading from Lewis, from Steely. Lewis now is in DRS range of Ant on the soft tyres, looking to make the most of them. Lost a bit of time there at Biga de Pato. Can I get back in range? Not quite according to my timing screen, so Ant is going to live to fight here. Potentially, if Lewis can get a good braking moment into turn 1, he might be able to get back in range. Ant holding him off for now. Bish now trying to attack Steely. The front 3 all have time penalties here, so this could play into Bish's hands. Let's have a look at the penalty situation. It's 8 seconds for Lewis and 3 seconds for first and third. So that will bring Bish into play. Bish might have your net race lead here. He comes past Steely there before De Cida Del Lago. I think Bish does have the net race lead here. So that's going exactly as he'd want it to. So he doesn't actually have to make the moves on the circuit, although he'll want to for the sake of getting it done. And for personal pride and all that. Bish now within DRS range of Lewis. So that bold pit call does seem to be working out for him. I thought it was a strange call at the time, but he's made it work. I thought the race was all going his way, and he wouldn't have to pit. But he certainly, as I say, made it work. Striker's past Steely. He's into P4. Bish now on the attack. It's the front three are all really close. It's about half a second separates the front three. If you come to Ferradura again, Bish takes a slightly wider line. I thought for a second there Lewis had lost it, but he's kept that going. Bish almost into the rear of him there. Butler picks up a 3-second time penalty. It looked like he did so well on the first round of pit stops, but that second stop has cost him a lot of ground. So it's Lewis and Bish on the attack of Ant. So Lewis now, which way is he going to go? He's going to go up the inside of turn one. Makes the move, gets it done long before the corner. Bish now looking to also have a go at Ant. We'll have a look and see what Bish can do. Ant going to have DRS of his own. How does Bish attack? There's slight contact there at De Cida Del Lago between the Alpine and the Williams. Bish on the outside of Ant at Ferradura. Can he make that one stick? No, he can't. Just a handful of laps to go here. And it pretty much is anyone's race from the top four here. You'd think it's disadvantage and on the hard tyre, but he is still is close enough to race, so potentially, and you don't know how the soft tyres will last, and certainly from a life point of view, the tyre life point of view, the hard tyres are going to be much less into their lifespan than what what the softs are into theirs. Soft tyres will be clinging on at the end, whereas Ant will still have scope to fight. I don't think Striker has to get them on the circuit here. I think he's got the net race lead as it stands with 3 wide. 3 wide into the Del Lago. We go now. Bish has made it work. Bish is through. Bish leads. And it's P2. Lewis is P3. There was a bit of contact there on the exit of turn 3, but we've managed to get through that unscathed, or relatively unscathed. It's the top 4 all going at each other right at the end, with Steely not that far back in his own right. He's only 1.5 seconds down in this fight. It could well be another grandstand finish here. I've got yellow flags out. It looks like Always Grinding's lost that. Where it's close quarters between the front 4. Front 5 even, as I say, Steely is now getting into this fight. We'll have a look at Lewis and Striker. Striker just a bit too far out to make the move. He might just sit behind here knowing that he's got P2 regardless of what happens, whether he gets through or not on the circuit. Does he go up the inside? He's making the move at De Cida Del Lago. It looks like a slight bit of contact there, but we've got through okay. Striker into P3. And if he can keep it there, he'll take his 20th Red Arrows podium and will go second on the all-time list of podium sitters. He'll be level with me on 20. Only Ant has more podiums, and if he sticks where he is, that'll be his 31st podium. This is race 61 of the all-time Red Arrows history, and 30 previous times a podium sitter. It's an impressive record. It's going for podium 31 on race 61. Striker 1.1 seconds back on the road. But like I said, he'll be through to use that penalty. And keeping Bish honest here. Just half a second down. Like I said, the penalty will stop him from being able to actually challenge for the race lead, but it's at least keep him honest enough that he's physically able to have a go on the circuit. So Striker just out of DRS range here, not much he can do at the moment, but like I said, the penalty will pop him up the spot. Let's have a look at the penalty situation again. So Lewis has an 8-second there, so it's going to give Steely P4 by the looks of it. And possibly even might lose up to Pinto. We'll see how that develops. So a big winner of the race here, up 5 places, and so on the last lap we are, so we'll have a look and we'll watch Bish as he looks to take his second ever victory, or second ever feature race victory in Red Arrows League. He's claimed 4 sprints. But it's race win number 2, and it keeps the fight alive for now at least. Bish is your winner today, followed by Ant on the circuit, but Striker will take that due to the penalty. Steely crosses the line there, takes P4. Pinto's P5. Lewis retired from session there. What happened to Lewis? Lewis had been clocked as a retirement. I'm not quite sure what's happened. That one might have to be looked at by the stewards, because I'm not sure if his car crossed the line there or not. It's on the exit of the Curva do Sol. So I believe his car took the finish. I'm not sure what happened there. I don't know why it says your DNF there. We'll have to, might be a ticket for the stewards to have a look at. On my screen, it shows your car as being on the exit of the Curva do Sol at turn 3. So it lead me to be able to cross the... Go wise that second. It will lead me to believe it crossed the line. But yeah, that's a very strange one. Get it looked at by the stewards. Would be interesting to see what they come back with, because I'd say your car finished the race. It'd be harsh to not give you the position there, because the car finished the race. We saw it cross the line. Feel free to use the footage from this as part of the incident if you wish. So we've got Bish there in P1, from Striker, from Ant, Steely in P4, Pinto P5, possibly a disputed P6 there with Lewis. But it's Calgon, Butler, Always Grinding, Brewdog, then the retirements there of SLH and Chrissy. I think the penalties would put you in P6 there, Lewis, but I'm not sure. I'm sure they can work it out. They can have a look at where you were a couple of seconds before the DNF, or the air quotes DNF, and put you where you need to be. But I have to work that out. I'm not a steward, so I can't tell you exactly. Let me just go through the instance here. Just in case anyone wants to challenge those. So there's an instance there. Then 3 rounds to go now. So the championship lead has had I believe it was a 7-point reduction, might be an 8 for the fastest lap as well there. Didn't quite clock who got that. So definitely a 7-point reduction. I know, not definitely, it might be a 6 or an 8 depending on who got the fastest lap. So the lead will be reduced, possibly down to it'll be 71, 72 or 73 will be the lead. With 3 rounds of championship to go, there are 94 points available, so it's still game on. Super Striker will have to wait at least 1 more week to officially clinch the title. Next week we are in Canada, another one of the circuits I like, so it should be a good race around there. Should be close around there as well. But for now, until then, have a great week, and we'll see you in Canada.